Hello, students. I am Vidya from English Magus. Welcome to our video lesson, My Mother at 66 by Kamala Das. I'm thrilled to have you here as we embark on an exciting learning journey together. Before we start the poem, let's know a little about its poet. Kamala Das, also known as Kamala Suraya, was an Indian author who wrote openly and frankly about the experience of being an Indian woman. Born on 31st March 1934 in Thrissur, Malabar Coast, now in Kerala, India, she was part of a generation of writers whose work centered on personal experiences. Her short stories, poetry, memoirs, and essays brought her respect. Das wrote in both English, mostly poetry, and Malayalam under the pen name Madhvikutty. Her autobiography, My Story, is considered a classic. Before we delve into the explanation of the poem, let's have an overview of the theme of the poem. My Mother at 66 is an emotional poem by Kamala Das that explores the themes of aging and the fear of loss. The poet reflects on her mother's advancing years and the pain of potential separation. Through vivid imagery and contrast, Das expresses deep emotions and the universal dread of losing a loved one. Now we will read the poem and listen to its explanation. I recommend pausing the video and reading the text of the poem carefully before hearing the explanation. You may pause it at every new slide. Let's begin the poem now. The poem opens with a simple yet powerful scene. The speaker is driving from her parents' home to Cochin. The imagery of the drive sets a reflective tone, as the journey symbolizes more than just a physical movement. It represents a transition from the safety of home to the uncertainties of life ahead. As the speaker glances at her mother sitting beside her, we are introduced to a moment of vulnerability. The mother's open-mouthed doze, with her face ashen like that of a corpse, evokes a sense of mortality. This stark image is a reminder of the inevitable aging and fragility that comes with time. The speaker's realization of this truth brings about a deep, painful awareness of her mother's mortality. In an attempt to distract herself from this troubling thought, the speaker shifts her focus to the outside world, the young trees sprinting past and the merry children spilling out of their homes. These images of life and vitality contrast sharply with the earlier depiction of the mother, highlighting the tension between life and the ever-looming presence of death. As the journey progresses, the poem moves to the airport's security check. This is a crucial moment where the speaker, standing just a few yards away, observes her mother once more. Here, the mother's face is described as wan, pale as a late winter's moon. The comparison to a late winter's moon reinforces the theme of fading life and the cold, distant reality of death. Despite the deep sorrow and the old familiar ache, the fear that has lingered since childhood, the speaker chooses to suppress her emotions. Instead of expressing the turmoil within, she simply says, "See you soon, Amma," and smiles. The repetition of smile and smile and smile emphasizes the effort to mask the pain, to maintain a facade of normalcy, even as the heart aches with the fear of loss. In conclusion, we can say, this poem is a touching reflection on the inevitable passage of time, the pain of confronting a loved one's mortality, and the complex emotions that arise in moments of separation. The speaker's journey is not just one of physical movement but an emotional odyssey through fear, love, and acceptance. With this, the poem ends. Here is the list of poetic devices used in the poem. Pause the video and go through them. If you found this video lesson insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more literary content. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep reading, keep reflecting, and take care.